going into slavery, and the slavery is going to be double of what you did to us.
Right.
And there's no way you can really calculate double for this, man. For all this shit. You see, this is a 14-year-old boy. They put honey on his face next to a bee nest, right? While they were killing him.
But it's not the white man, bro. It's the Jews.
They're the same people, man. The so-called white people and Jews are the same people. They're just a certain tribe of the nation. These people in the background, these are not Jews. These are not so-called Jewish people. These are regular so-called white people. They're not even high-paid white people. They're not even like rich white people. These are just regular white people for the most part who are doing these lynchings.
Right.
Okay? Because the ones who have money were the slave masters. They had a lot of money.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But that's why they couldn't afford the slaves. The ones who were killing and really lynching the most were really regular, common white people, not Jewish people. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, yeah.
Because what? Why would they want to destroy their property? You understand what I'm trying to say? They wouldn't want to lose their property.
No,
that's money. They ain't just gonna hang you. No, those are other white people that seen a black person. Say, oh, let's go lynch this nigger. I have a nigger barbecue. Just pick any random nigger and just roast them slow cook them on a roaster. They used to do that type of shit.
Fucked up.
It is fucked up. But it's not just Jewish, it's not just the Jewish people. You know, I hear a lot of white people like to do that. That's a cop-out, man. You can't just pick and choose, oh no, now I know we're not with them. No, they're of your people. They come from the Caucasus Mountain, they come from they come from the land of Edom just like you. Alright? Just like you, man. That's where they came from. So you can't separate yourself because they've done more wickedness. Yes, the so-called Jewish people have done more wickedness than all the rest of the so-called. They're the worst of all of them. They're the lowest of all of them.
Right.
But doesn't defer from the fact that you are all of that nation. You understand what I'm saying? So you're all going to get punished. Alright? Matter of fact, it's going to say all Edom. Because you know what tribe they come from? What son they come from? They come from Amalek, the son of Amalek. Okay? Amalek. Let me get a prophecy on Amalek. Okay? Because when you think about those so-called Jewish people, call themselves Ashkenazi Jews and this and that.
Yeah.
They really are Edomites from the sons of Amalek, from the tribe of Amalek. Okay? Let me get it. This is it, man. This is Exodus. This is one of them. Exodus 17 and 16. It says, "For he said, because the Lord hath sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation." So the Heavenly Father hates Amalek above all other. Like he's the lowest, man.
Right.
Okay, he's the lowest of the low. And it says, hold on. I'm trying to look for that one where it says. It's the first. One second here. I'm gonna find that really quick because.
You have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, GMS Montreal, man. GMS Montreal. Okay. Here's the first. Okay, here it is. This is Numbers 20. Verse 24. Okay, it says, and when he looked on Amalek, this is a prophet, one of the prophets looking at Amalek, and he's telling him what's going to happen. Because basically, at this point in time, the Lord raised up one prophet from, I forgot what nation he was from, but this was just a person. He wasn't even a prophet. He just gave him a vision, basically. Okay, and he saw what would happen to all the nations, right? And he said all these other nations will serve the nation of Israel. Okay, and he said that to a king who was trying to curse us, okay, when we came out of the land of Egypt. And he said, and when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said Amalek was the first of the nations, all right, which means they were on top. This is talking about now, Okay, Amalek is the first of the nations. All right, they're ahead of every other people. But his latter end shall be that he perish forever. Okay, but they're going to be cut off. Okay, when you read Obadiah, when you read the book of Obadiah, it's one chapter long, but that whole chapter is talking about the Edomites and what's going to happen to them, what they did. All right, what their punishment will be. That whole chapter is dedicated to the nation of Edom. Have you ever heard of Obadiah before?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna read Obadiah real quick.
Which version?
This is KJV, the King James version. Okay, it says Obadiah, verse 1. In fact, I won't even have to start at verse 1. I'll start at verse 10. And where'd you hear about this? You heard about this on the internet and stuff like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
My research trying to find the truth.
You're trying to find the truth. Okay, well, hey. You're trying to find the truth about what the world and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. That's good. A lot of people are not looking for the truth.
Everyone's asleep.
Huh?
Everyone's asleep.
Yeah, they are asleep. But this is the truth for sure. Let's get Obadiah real quick. Like I said, man, you just gotta hope that your line doesn't go back to Edom.
Hey man, if it is, you know.
That's true. That's true. You're right. Absolutely right. I can't argue with you there. If it is what it is. This is Obadiah 1, verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, which were Jacob, the Israelites of Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. And that's why you're saying, oh no, but that's the Jewish people because it's shameful. You understand?
Right.
So now that shame is covering the Edomites and they're getting called out on that. They're trying to take out statues in America and all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? The colleges, they keep pointing out all the white privilege and etc. Whatever they talk about, right? They're singling them out. Okay, now the spotlight is on them for what they've done. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So now they're being ashamed for that. And at one point it wasn't so. When you go back to the 50s and the 60s, they wore that as a badge of honor. Yeah, we had you niggers in slavery and what? You know? They had Jake used to walk in the when Israelites used to walk in the street. And we're God's chosen people, so that's what you have to keep in mind too, man. When we used to walk in the street, if a so-called white family was walking, we would have to walk into the street. If we were walking the sidewalk, we'd have to walk in the mud, right? We have to stay, bow our heads, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Could have looked them in the, there's a picture of an old Israelite, and he putting up the boot, a so-called white man, an Edomite, putting up the boot for us, for an old Israelite to kiss his boot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if he didn't do that, what are they gonna do, man? They're gonna lynch his ass, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Beat his ass down. So that's why it's saying, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, and the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and the foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was as one of them. Okay? And matter of fact, I'm going to skip down to verse 18 to show you what the end of Esau will be. This is inevitable after that slavery period. Okay? This is what the end of Esau will be. Just this is going to be the same end as Amalek. All right? And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it. So that means they're going to be exterminated. Okay? Esau, after 1,000 years of hardcore slavery that you're going to serve under us, right? You're going to be exterminated. There's going to be a day when we're going to do away with all Edomites. Okay? Because what? Because the Most High has spoken, man. And for what you've done to the nation of Israel. All right? And another thing, what benefit has the so-called white man brought to the earth? Name me one good benefit that he has brought to the planet Earth. I can name you benefits that Israelites, countless benefits that we brought to the earth. Let's just deal with certain inventions, man. All right, let's just deal with that, man. I can list you up for day. I can the one who created the filament for the light bulb was an Israelite. Was a slave of Thomas Edison. The filament, okay, which made the light bulb work, but Thomas got the credit because what? He was a slave. All right. The things that makes the railroad go. You know what I'm saying? The oil, the system that makes the railroad go. That was an Israelite. Okay? The fiber optics. That was if you go in all day.
Tesla, you know what Tesla?
Huh?
know about Tesla.
Nikola Tesla was an Israelite. Even though he looked like a so-called white person, he was an Israelite through the spirit, okay? Because everything that happened to him fits well the curses. What always happened to us too. You understand? He invented something where energy could be, what was it?
AC current.
Huh?
AC current.
Right, which means the energy you can draw off water and solar, what was it? Solar
No,
energy or what? I can't remember what it was.
AC current, so fuck, I forgot to. Instead of direct current, it's like AC current.
Right. It just, in other words, it just didn't have to use gas or anything like that, right? Which will pollute the earth, which is a negative effect. Okay, which there was someone else in another Israelite that was in the land of like West Africa that created something too for the same type of thing as Nikola Tesla too, right? But that's a good thing. But guess what? Esau, the Edomites, they will never allow them. Okay, why? Because that will cut into their money and their profits.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Esau has never brought anything of value, anything that's good or beneficial to the earth ever.
It's all about money.
It's all about money. It's all about greed. It's all about getting over on the next person. He's never dealt with anyone fairly. You understand what I mean? When you deal with the Native Americans, they made over 400 some odd treaties with the Native Americans. They broke every last one of them.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
You know what that means to break 400 something treaties?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's nothing good to be said about the Edomites. You understand?
Yeah.
That's why the Most High prescribed what he prescribed. And they're going to get that judgment back for what they did, because who did they do it to? They didn't just do it to the Moabites. They didn't just do it to the Chinese. They didn't do it to them. The Most High doesn't care about them. That's not what the Most High is concerned with. Let me get Zechariah 2:8, man. The Most High is not concerned with the Chinese or the so-called the East Africans. He's worried about the Israelites, man. You understand? Let me get